Good morning. It is indeed an awesome joy for me this morning, like the CRJ has said, to chair this meeting, the first meeting of the NCAJ since I became the Chief Justice. And I wish to take this opportunity to thank each one of you for sending me very, very kind messages of congratulations, very encouraging messages of goodwill, of support, pledges to work with me, to hold my hand as I take on the office of the Chief Justice. I thank you from the bottom of my heart and pledge that I too will cooperate with each one of you for the sake of delivering justice to Kenyans. Thank you very much. So I'm not new to the NCAJ because I think I invited myself to the NCAJ. As a judge in the Court of Appeal, I felt passionately that somebody needed to champion the rights of children who come in the justice system. And I offered to become an ambassador for children because I felt that children needed somebody to speak for them. I saw how their cases were being delayed. I saw how they suffered in the process of being arrested, taken to police stations, taken to prosecution, taken to court, taken to the institutions. And in my own view, as a human rights defender, as a child rights defender, I felt that somebody needed to stand for them. And that is how I approached the former Chief Justice, Dr. Willy Mutunga, and said I would like to do something for children who come in the justice system. And that's how I was appointed the chair of the Special Task Force on Children Matters to see how we can sensitize the judiciary, work on policy, work on guidelines, rules, and even review the law to make sure that our children's rights are always upheld in the justice sector. So I'm not new in NCAJ, but when I was doing that work, I did not know that God was preparing me actually to become the very chair of the NCAJ. Thank you very much for giving me that opportunity to serve Kenyans. Today, it gives me pleasure to have this engagement with all of you to share my vision for the judiciary and to seek your partnership towards the common goal of ensuring accessible and expeditious delivery of justice to all Kenyans. This is a shared responsibility, like I've always said, which is derived from our Constitution, where we are supposed to always look out for the best interest of the people we serve by upholding and guarding the spirit of the Constitution to ensure that we work together and deliver justice to Kenyans. We all know we are joined in the hip. The judiciary is independent in the way we make decisions and in the way we hire the people who work for us, judges, magistrates, and all the people who work for us. Nobody will ever tell us how to decide a case or who to hire. We are also accountable to Kenyans in the way we spend money and even the time that is given to us by Kenyans. But when it comes to delivery of service, we cannot do it alone. We have to work together. We rely on the police to do their investigations properly. We rely on the ODPP to prosecute the cases that are before us. We rely on the Ministry of Interior for security. So we rely on the executive to provide us with the budget that is needed for us to have the requisite infrastructure for us to be able to deliver service to Kenyans. So we must always come together like this. And I've always told Kenyans, when you see us come together to have a cup of tea or have breakfast together with the IG or with my brother, Mr. Kinoti, or the ODPP, or the AG, Mr. Kihara Kariuki, who was my colleague in the Court of Appeal, we are not discussing a case. And indeed, we cannot discuss a case because the law does not allow us to discuss a case. The law, which is in the Constitution, as it directs me, also directs the other person not to interfere with the way the judiciary is run in terms of decision making. But when it comes to delivery of service, if we cannot deliver service to Kenyans, they do not care who failed, who dropped the ball, who dropped the chain link. We are all owning the chain link, and it is as strongest as the weakest point. So because we are together rendering service, we are the same government, we must work together and we must make Kenyans understand what we mean by interdependence. Interdependence means that we must come together and see where we have challenges and what we can do to address those challenges that we face every day. And it is for this reason that it was realized that we needed a forum which we started by calling it a court user committee. When I was a trial judge in Nakuru, we were the first to pilot the court user committee that brought all the actors together, actors in the administration of justice, to discuss what is the problem we are facing. And when we met together, we realized we have problems of infrastructure. We had people from the county government. That time, I think it was the county council, the municipalities. And they would say, look, we will do ABCD because we want to deliver service efficiently. Then we have the police. We were complaining that witnesses are not being brought to court on time. There was something called the police file. I don't know whether it is still there today. The police file has not arrived. The investigating officer has not arrived. So the court adjourns because the police file has not arrived. The investigating officer has not arrived with the file. The witnesses have not arrived in the court. So because of all these frustrations, we said, let us be meeting. And there were many children coming to court, getting more violated than before they came to court, cases being delayed. And at the end of the day, we asked ourselves, are we really delivering justice? So we came together and we discussed at the round table and said, if it is the police who are delaying, then they need to look at themselves and see what is the problem. Why are the police files not being delivered? And, why should they return with the file every day they finish the case? Because they won't trust us with the file, and also we won't want to keep their file. The prosecutor now, who is a lawyer, a counsel, they would also not give that counsel the file. So we agreed, okay, let us photocopy this file and then the state counsel has their file. So that's how we were dealing with the problems. And it is not different because the court user committee is the new constitution is what was now deprecated to the National Council on the Administration of Justice. This is the body we have now at the apex. At the court level, it's a court user committee. At the national level, it's the NCAJ, because the NCAJ now constitutes of the ends of the actors, the judiciary, the ODPP, the AG, the IG. So now these are the big wigs who should be able to sort all the problems that we encounter at the court user level. They will be brought to us to deal with. So here we are as the people who should be able to give guidance to our courts at the stations, and we have come a long way since the Constitution of Kenya 2010. We have established court users in all the court stations, and they deal with these problems that we are discussing here today about access to justice.